What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight... Alright, we're coming back to Paramore. Yes, indeed. Paramore Fans FEELIN YOU. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi-boobidi-bop, do me a favor. Before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Gareth Thomas, and it was also the winner of the Premier Tier Patreon Request Prioritization Poll, winning with 47% of the vote. Moving for number 677, straight up to number 1. So yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, your voice, your vote does matter. They all want to see me react to this, and we're going to talk a little bit about this before we get to the reaction. We're going to be reacting to Paramore with apparently 2 songs. Let the Flames Begin and Part 2. Now, have I heard either one of these songs before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, these do not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard at least one of these songs in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to these songs and I suddenly go, wait a minute, hang on a second, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Yeah, it is 2 songs apparently. Yeah, Gareth got one by on me here. He snuck this one in. I don't like doing more than 1 song per video for a number of reasons. The biggest reason is copyright. Whenever you put 1 song in a video, you risk copyright from that one. You take 2 songs and put them in 1 video, now you're risking copyright from 2. I would rather have it been 2 videos, because let's say hypothetically, let's say part 2 has no copyright issue whatsoever. I mean, it'll get claimed, but there's no blocking. So it gets through, no blocking, no problem. But Let the Flames Rise gets blocked. Now, if I had done 2 videos, that means 1 video would have gotten through and everybody can watch it for free on YouTube. The other one got blocked, and we're going to end up watching that one on Patreon. So we're batting 500. Unfortunately, if we put these 2 songs, same circumstances, no claim on part 2, but Let the Flames Begin gets blocked, that 1 video is going to be blocked because of that 1 song. Now we're batting 0. You know what I mean? So that's the number 1 thing. Number 2, it's 1 request, guys. 1 request, 1 song for 1 request. It's not supposed to be 2 songs for 1 request. You know what I mean? Now listen, if I want to put 2 or even 3, because I've done that before, where I put 3 songs in 1 video, but that's my choice. That's because I decided to make that call. So the risk and the blame falls completely on me. When people are able to sneak by 2 songs into 1 request, well, kind of took it out of my hands because I put this up in a poll and people voted for it. So now it's expected. Now I have to do it because it is expected. So anyway, I just want to give that heads up to people. Guys, don't try your best not to request more than 1 song per 1 request. You know what I mean? It just it really makes me nervous. It makes me nervous doing just 1 song per video, but whenever I do more than 1, it makes me double and even triply more nervous.
That's no duck walk anymore.
This was posted by Paramore Videos, okay? And the video has 135,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original videos will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? because here we go. All right, here we go. Paramore, Let the Flames Begin, plus part 2. Live from Brazil, multi-show. Okay, this is going to be complicated. So what they're doing is they've taken the audio, the live audio, from one of the shows. It doesn't matter which show. It can be from either show. And they put that underneath a video that is a compilation video of live footage from multiple shows. Probably all from Brazil, but still multiple shows. They could have played 2 shows, 3 shows, 5 shows in Brazil, and they took footage from all of the shows that they played in Brazil, and they made this compilation video. Oh, man. So the question is this a live performance? I mean, it is live footage that has been put together, but I don't know if I could actually call this a live performance. A live performance would be one shot, one video. You know what I mean? So, I mean, at least all the footage from that one concert. We'll have to play that part by ear, I guess. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Let's pause there. Everything sounds good. Everything from everybody sounds good. Guitars sound good. I can hear the bass clear as day. It sounds good. Drumming is impactful. I like that. The vocals sound good. I got no issue with anything I'm hearing. Can't help but notice how sensitive her mic is, boy. She moves her mic just the slightest bit away from her mouth, or she moves her mouth away from the mic just even a couple of inches, and you could hear the drastic change in the vocals, like as far as power and projection goes. It's not because she suddenly sings weak. It's just, seriously, her mic is so sensitive. You know, she goes from having her mic right here, and then she turns her head ever just that much, and all of a sudden you hear this drop in power. Her mic is very sensitive. My only gripe, if I'm being honest, is the live show. I remember reading the comments in the other Paramore videos I've done, and all the commenters, saying you need to see them play live. Their live show is amazing, and there's so much stage energy, and they're all moving around, and they all run around the stage, and okay, well, I read all those comments. I did read every single one of them, like I always do, and I'm sitting here watching this, going, okay, we're 2 minutes in, and there's been none of that. I mean, everybody's just kind of standing in place. I mean, they're moving around a little bit in their little circle, their little 2-foot diameter circle. They're moving around in that, but it's like they're afraid to leave that little circle. So I don't know. I'm thinking back on all the comments I've read in the Paramore videos, and I'm just wondering, okay, you guys, you really talked these guys up. You really kind of sold me on their live show. Where is it?
You're putting me on.
Where is it? Where's all this amazing stage energy and stage interaction and crowd interaction that you guys were telling me about? I haven't seen it. At least not yet. Now, we still got 9.5 minutes to go, so there's plenty of time.
We had better make danger.
I hope they do it. Otherwise, I don't know what to say. I don't know how this is going to go. Let's keep going. Let's see how we go here. Guitar player moving up to the front of the stage. Okay, bass player moves back to interact with the drummer. All right. Okay, two things. Number one, the stage energy kicked up big time. About a minute after I got done talking, we saw a little bit. We saw a little bit before. It's like right after I got done talking, we saw a little bit of movement and motion coming from the guitar player front stage left and from the bass player on front stage right. There was some moving around from front to back. Bass player came over, interacted with the drummer, and then went back. That was a little bit, okay? About a minute after I stopped talking and we went back into the video, all of a sudden, everybody on the stage came alive. We saw a lot more movement around the stage. We saw a lot more interaction with the crowd. We saw a lot more stage energy and a lot more thought process given to the interaction, both from a stage side and from a crowd side. So yeah, absolutely. I will absolutely give credit where credit's due. Now I'm starting to see what everybody was talking about in the comments. Now I'm starting to see what everybody was talking about when they were saying they got great stage energy and they got great stage presence and they interact with the crowd. Now I see it. The second thing I want to bring up is I understand that according to this information here, it says multi-show. Well, here's the thing. Unless everybody in the band wore the exact same clothes 2 nights in a row, which I very seriously doubt, had the same lighting for both shows, this is all from one show. Like, I haven't seen any variations, any differences. And I've been looking, I've been watching. I haven't seen any variations between shot to shot to shot. Everyone's wearing the same clothes, playing the exact same instruments, standing in pretty much the exact same positions as the previous shot. So I know it says multi-show. Is it a multi-show? Is this a compilation video? Because so far, I don't see any compilation, which is great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining about this. I'm thrilled about that because that means, without question, this is a full, one, long, solid performance. Guess what? Makes my life easy to say that this is a live performance. I'm thrilled about that. I can now actually include that in the score.
More seductive than sex.
You can't say that on TV.
I can say that.
But I'm just really curious why they're saying it's a multi-show because I haven't seen any differences at all. Anyway, let's keep going here. Don't lay there. Come on, get up. Or maybe she's laying there to take her attention off herself and put it on the percussionists. guitars, but I saw that Twitch happen. I like that bass tone. I like that bass tone a lot. Very percussive, very bright, but punchy. I really dig the bass tone. Okay, the only variation I have seen has been this guitar player back here on stage right back. But the thing is, I saw him switch his guitar out. I saw the stagehand come on stage with that guitar, hand it to him, and he took his other guitar off and handed it to the stagehand. I saw that switch. So I get that. Everyone else, they haven't switched instruments and they haven't switched outfits, nothing. So again, where's the multi-show? Like, where's this compilation? You know what I mean? I don't see it. Like, everything is seamless. I mean, everybody's wearing the same clothes. Everybody's playing the same instruments. There's been no deviation from shot to shot to shot. So I don't think this is accurate. I don't think it's a multi-show video. I think it's a single video. I haven't seen anything to say otherwise. So why put multi-show in here? Unless maybe, is that the name of the channel? Maybe that's the name of the channel, is multi-show, like multiple shows on the one channel. Maybe that's what they mean. But as far as this video, no. It's one concert, from what I can tell, from what I have seen. So I don't get it. But it works in their favor because that means I can definitely, without question, take the live show into account with my score, which I'm thrilled about. Compilation videos, I can't always do that. So I'm thrilled about that. Let's keep going here.
That's what a mystery we've made. I'm loving our simple things. Learning to forgive. Even when I wasn't honest, I question every human. Don't look in my eyes. Scars left on my heart forms, patterns in my mind. You will find me
There. Backstage right, not backstage left. Okay. Behind it, you would watch, no one can see her.
Shadow in the night, say if you like me. let your glory and mercy shine.
And then there's an ambient noise again. Okay, there were some things I liked, there were some things I didn't like, there were some things I loved, and there were some things I hated. There's a lot to take in here. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Paramore with Let the Flames Begin and Part 2. This was a request from Gareth Thomas, and it was also the winner of the Premier Tier Patreon Request Prioritization Poll, winning with 47% of the votes. Moving from number 677 in the queue, straight up to number 1. So yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, your voice, your vote does matter. Okay, I thought about it, and there are some things that I loved. There are some things that I liked. There were some things that I disliked. And there were some things that I flat out hated. There's a lot of things that I want to talk about. And because of that, I'm going to do my best to keep each thing's discussion as short as possible. But there's no promises here, folks. Before we get started, there is a couple things I do want to mention. Number one, 2 songs. I'm combining the score for both songs. This is all coming off of one video. It's one performance, one video, 2 songs. I'm combining the score, okay? Deal with it. And don't ask me what the individual scores would be. It doesn't matter because it's one video, one performance. I'm treating it as one reaction. So, one score.
That's the fact, Jack! That's the fact, Jack!
That's the first thing. Second thing, I know it kept saying multi-show. I know we saw multi-show everywhere in the video title, up on the screen in 2 different places. But at the same time, folks, I was watching this video like a hawk, and I never saw one time where the shots didn't line up congruently. You know what I mean? It's like every single shot was right next to each other. Every time they would switch camera angles, it transitioned perfectly. There's no way. There's absolutely no way that this came from 2 or 3 or 4 different shows. This was all from one show. So why the multi-show? I don't know. I honestly don't know. But the good news is, since it did all come from one show, and all the different camera angles were all coming from the same show, I can take the live show into account, which, believe me when I say this, is a big factor, okay? Now, let's get to the score, and let's get to my reasonings. Starting off with the score, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that entire video, the entire performance, both songs combined, I'm going to give that an 8.3. Yep, 8.3. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, I'm going to do my best to keep each thing as short as I can. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm not trying to be curt. I'm not trying to, blow things off and not give things the attention that they're due. I'm just looking at how much time we've already spent on the reaction, and I'm taking into account how much time I'm probably going to talk. Guys, I don't know about you, but I don't want to be here for an hour. So let's do our best here to keep things as short as possible. Things I loved. Stage energy. Yes, all the comments, you guys were right. You guys were absolutely right. Their stage energy was great across the board. Everybody's stage energy was great. Even the drummers was great with his big, exaggerated, huge arm motions that he honestly didn't need to do, but he did it for the sake of showmanship. So good on him. Stage presence. Yeah, that got a big check. I mean, they all exude a great amount of stage presence. You can't help but notice everybody on the stage, even the ones in the back. So good on them for that. Homegrown voicings. I did not hear any track usage. And every time I heard a different voicing, I was like, is that track? But then, like, within a few seconds, there'd be a camera angle showing them doing whatever it was themselves. So everything you heard in the song was created by the musicians live on stage, whether it be auxiliary percussion, backing vocals, whatever the case may be, they did it live on stage, and I absolutely appreciate that. Let's leave the tracks out as much as possible so we can eliminate the whole argument of, well, is that really live if they're using track? Guys, there was no track usage. It was all homegrown, and I appreciate that. Things I liked, the musicianship. I think all the musicians did a fine job playing their instruments. Did I say anything was impressive? I wouldn't go that far, but everybody played their instruments appropriately. Everybody did a fine job playing it. Everything sounded clean. Everybody sounded really good. I didn't hear anything stick out like a sore thumb. And I heard pretty much every instrument cleanly. Bass was coming through in the mix really strong, which I really appreciate. I talked about his bass tone earlier. I really dug it. 3 guitar players. I was questioning that at first. I was like, why 3 guitar players? Well, they're not just guitar players. We saw guitar players picking up sticks and banging on auxiliary percussion. We saw guitar players both on left and right doing that. So, and it wasn't just the guys in the back. The guitar player on stage left front went back to stage left rear and did some auxiliary percussion as well. So we saw a myriad of things happening there as far as musicianship goes. So it wasn't just 3 guitar players. They were doing more than just that. Vocals, yeah, very strong vocal performance. I really dug what I heard from her. Some great power, some great projection, great tone, great pitch. Yeah, I got no issue with the vocals at all. Stage interaction, I saw stage interaction. I did see the bass player go back and interact with the drummer. I did see the guitar player on stage left interact with the lead vocalist. I saw some stage interaction. I saw some movement and motion that create that stage interaction. So that's good, but we're gonna talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. The lighting they used was great. I thought the lighting was well designed for the types of songs that they were playing, so no issue there. Goes in line with production. The songwriting, I liked the songs. I think both songs sounded really good. Not overly complicated, pretty simple songs if I'm being honest, but the energy that came off the songs was really good, and they were very well executed. So I liked them. They were. I didn't love the songs, but I did like the songs. Okay, dislikes. We talked about stage interaction. We talked about the members of the band interacting with each other, and they did. But here's the thing. It felt like everybody on the stage was inside of an invisible 10 by 10 box. And in order to interact, they would each come to the edges of their boxes, but they would never go past this point. Like, you never saw the lead singer cross over past her little 10 by 10 box and go into the 10 by 10 box of the guitar player on stage left, or with the bass player who was on stage right. You never saw them cross over. You never saw them go to another zone of the stage, which is a real shame because there are people there in the crowd on stage over on the left side of the crowd and the right side of the crowd who would probably really like to see the lead vocalist come over to their sides. Same thing with the bass player. I'm sure that the crowd over on the right side of the audience would love to see the bass player come over from stage right, cross all the way over to stage left so they can get a better view of him while he plays. Same thing with the guitar player over on stage left. I'm sure audience over on the left side of the audience would have loved to have seen the guitar player over on stage left move over, so that they could see him better. But unfortunately, they were all stuck in their little invisible 10 by 10 boxes, and they were afraid to cross over into each other's zones. This is how it looked to me. Now, listen, I understand this is just 2 songs, okay? I get it. Maybe there were other songs during the course of the show where they did do that, and they would switch places, and they would go into each other's zones. Maybe there are. It's very possible. I only have these 2 videos to go on. Having said that, my entire scored reaction is based on these 2 songs. So this one video, which during the course of which we never really saw happen. So unfortunately, that did bring down the score a little bit. Things I hated.
So we're all gonna go to school right here for a couple of minutes.
I think you all know what I'm gonna say, so I'm gonna keep these brief. Laying down on stage, seriously, are you kidding me? Is there a reason for that?
Unacceptable!
Like, during the percussion breakdown, I could understand that, sort of. But if you really want to give the spotlight to the percussionist and have that little percussion breakdown. What would be a better option than laying down on stage in front of everybody to see? You know, what would be better possibly? Maybe going off the stage left or going off the stage right, getting out of the way and getting off the stage completely. Two things can happen there. One, the percussionists can get their spotlight that you want them to have. Two, you can go off stage, get a drink of water, towel off, take a breath, take a breather, cool off a little bit before you have to come back on stage and do your thing. That's, I think, a much better option than laying there on the stage looking tired. You know, that no one wants to see that.
Dude, I don't get it. I don't get it either.
The other thing, the cacophonous noise in between songs. You know, at the end of the song, it seems like every time, both songs, they ended with just cacophonous noise. Why? Why? It sounds horrible. It really does. It's not pleasant to listen to. Very displeasing to the ears. And it didn't do anything to set up the next song. They could have done some sort of a melodic break. They could have done sort of a melodic interlude rather than cacophonous noise. I've never been a fan of cacophonous noise. Never have, never will be. Not when you could do a, you know, interlude of some sort to lead into the next song. Far more. Or how about cut it off completely and let her sing a cappella? You know, some swelling a cappella piece to lead into the next song. Have her hold a note and sustain, guitars kick in, you know what I mean? Something like that, I think would have been far more entertaining and far more pleasing to the ear than a bunch of cacophonous noise.
That's pitiful. I mean, it's absolutely pitiful to perform like that.
I took all of these factors and combined them into the video footage, the audio that we heard, everything that we heard and saw and experienced, and this is how I came up with a score of 8.3, a combined score. Again, don't ask me which one was higher. It doesn't matter. Maybe they were both 8.3. That's a possibility, right? Maybe one was higher, maybe one was lower. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. 8.3 is the score I'm giving this entire video. I feel good about that score, and that is where we're going to stay. So, 8.3, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.